All right. It's a quick showcase of the Zon. This is PD2 Season 12 Strafezon that I have been having a lot of fun with. She's super, super strong. Runs through maps really quickly. It's a pretty safe build, it seems, so far. I am playing hardcore, so gotta watch out. But so far, level 92, knock on wood. We're still going. I'm going to pull up the Merc gear and my gear really quickly, and then we'll do a little bit of LOD content, and I'll show you quickly how strong she is on a Tier 3 map. I am rocking a Demon Machine. I was using a Windforce before, which was like 700 and some odd damage, but it just is completely outclassed by the Demon Machine. I'm not really sure why. I think it's attack speed, I guess. I'm not sure. But the Demon Machine's neat because it does cast the multi-shot as I'm hitting my strafes, which is kind of cool, but by the time that the strafes have hit, the monsters are essentially dead. I think I'm at the fastest stack speed breakpoint, and I have over 100% pierce, which means that the arrows are kind of flying through enemies and hitting ones behind them, which is awesome, and it leads to tons of amp damage procs, which is just, doubling your damage and, for the most part, taking care of all of the monsters that have physical immunities. Sometimes there's tough ones where the immunity is too high and it doesn't break. What are you going to do? I just run past those monsters. Sometimes my Merc kills them. But yeah, real quick, Demon Machine with some ED Jewels, G-Skull for the chance to pierce, Thrice Crushing Blow. It's a 2-sock, so I've got an Umbra in it to help a little with the res, and then an ED Jewel, Atmoscarab. This is all like pretty budget stuff for the most part. I rolled a +1 skill on the Warbolts, and then socked them with a P-Diamond for the resist. Made this Fortitude a couple weeks ago. It's a really bad damage roll, which sucks, but it's not the end of the world. The damage is still plenty fine. These gloves I definitely need to upgrade, but they're okay. They're okay. One BK that I found in Slam for Mana Steel. Razor Tail. This has FCR. When I started out leveling, I was running like a summon Zon, so I was summoning a lot of Valkyries and decoys, and the FCR was nice. Ravenfrost for Cannot Be Frozen. The goal is eventually to get rid of this when I can afford a Teamite for this Cannot Be Frozen, but that's a long ways down the road. We'll see if I ever get there this season. Got some more traps for the 50 MF. These are just kind of a bad slam, but it doesn't really matter. The Merc has a Faith. Rolled this myself. +15 Fanaticism. This is a pretty freaking nice roll. I found this Kira's. I'm rocking it because it has Cannot Be Frozen. Good res. And then the Merc is a Fire Merc, so whatever. It's got some minus enemy fire resist. I might honestly slam this to see if I can get 3-sock, because then it would be worth something. Teamite, I found this about a week and a half ago. It's level 7 Might, which is pretty sick. I corrupted it for a Magic Find Slam, which is not ideal. I did buy a puzzle box and use it, which gives you a chance of 1 or 2 sockets, and I got 2, which that's good. But the Might Aura on this is sweet for damage, and it's just, it's a cool looking armor. Abyssal Ward, just need something, right? G-Toes for Crushing Blow. This is a stat belt so that she can wear the T-Mite because the requirements are high. And then some Laying of Hands, just some random ones. Alright, so bow and a CTA as well. So I'll bow real quick. And I'm going to run through the Chaos Sanctuary really quickly as well. Teleport over these guys. So, the PD2 characters, they just wreck all of the LOD content. But for anybody who is maybe new to PD2 or hasn't seen this Zon before, I mean, this is like old school Faith Zon with multi-shot, would never clear anywhere close to this speed. Like, super, super GG gear. As you can see, the procs for the amp damage are like just instant. And I mean, obviously it doubles the damage, which with these guys, their HP is so low, it doesn't really matter. But it's nice for tankier mobs and bosses. Attack rating is super high. I have a 100% chance to hit things. So yeah, this build is wicked strong. The only time I really have close calls with, like, if I'm about to die is if it's like a bunch of ranged, like, extra strong archers or something, you know. Or those guys that chuck the spears in the Phlegathon maps, which I just stopped doing those because sketchy. And then the other thing is the succubus, those witches that have the red orbs of death. Those things are nuts. For D, when I kill him, I like to summon the decoys because they'll target those. And they give a little bit more damage. Not a very fast boss killer. Mainly, you know, made for running through the maps and clearing kind of the trash mobs and leads and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, there's that. We'll run in and do this. Okay, this is a tier 3 map. I'm pretty sure I'm actually not gonna SOH this, but go in. So this is a tier 3 map. I always like to put out the feelers. I've been picking up like all the rare armors because I know they can spawn with super high enhanced damage and get sockets and all that sort of stuff. So it's another thing I'm a little interested in, but really just like to find a teammate myself and slam it. That's the dream, right? To do it yourself rather than paying like 20 high rents for it. So I'm not going to clear this whole map. As you can see, the clear speed is nuts. And the damage here, 7,300 with my auras. This is not min-maxed. There's definitely some that's been left on the table. The stats are... I could probably pump more into dexterity. 1,700, which is probably a little high for a Bozon. And then my frame rates... IES, I think, is the highest frame. I might have to go in here to see it. Yeah, so I've got the highest attack speed frame rate. There's all the stats. So I don't die. 65 crit, which is pretty good. So more often than not, I'm hitting for double damage, and then that stacks with the amp, which is ridiculous damage. 110 on the pierce, so I could definitely swap some things around and still have it hit. What's my MF like? See this. The res are pretty good. Yeah, 103 magic find. Yeah. I mean, the thing is, the kill speed's so fast that it just doesn't really matter too much what your MF is, right? We're in like these super high level areas fighting high density mobs with like bonus MF on the maps. So that's the Zon. I think she's pretty dang good for the gear that she has. Like I said, these demon machines are fairly cheap and they outclass Windforce pretty handily. I actually read that they even outclass like some really top end bows, or it's so close. It's like 20-30 second difference for mapping speed. So, you know, if you ever want to try out one of these Zons in a starter season, it's a totally viable build. This is the only character I ran. Started off with summons and then just kind of transitioned as I got more gear into the Strafezon. That's it. See ya. GG. Stay safe.